So if you guys aren't aware, I work part-time at a local grocery store in my area just to get some money on the side while I'm studying and grinding. And as I'm at work the other day for my early morning shift, something unfortunate happens to me. I'm pushing a stack of groceries, and at the top there's a tray of soup, tomato soup to be exact, if you care. And as I push this stack, I stumble and the soup falls all over the floor. Now, to be exact, because this is very important for this story, the tray of soup had nine individual containers of tomato soup. They're all strong, independent soup containers. And they all fell down as a unit together. Now, obviously, I'm pissed. There's soup all over the floor. I have to get the spray and the tissue. I'm all annoyed because I'm like, oh, all of this has to go in the bin. What a waste. I have to get my hands dirty. Just not have a good experience. And my immediate thought process was the whole thing has to go in the bin, because there's soup all over the containers. So I assumed that all of them broke. But when I look closely, it's like a God's giving me this kind of lesson. I look closely to the other containers. I look at these nine containers, only one of them is damaged. But that one damaged container messed up the other eight. You know, soup got all over the other eight containers. And it made my eyes think all of them were broken because there's soup all over it. Once I cleaned up the other containers, they were still fine. They were still good. They were still ready to be put on the shelf. It was just one container. Why am I telling you guys this story? What does soup have to do with anything, Rani? I'll get to that. Be patient. I'm the master of spinning things. The reason I'm telling you guys this story is because I want you guys to realize that just because one thing is going bad doesn't mean the whole thing is bad. I think we all tend to do this. We're all guilty of this. One situation it didn't go the best or how we expected it to go. It's made our mood all negative towards that situation. And because we've let that situation affect us so much, it's made us have a whole bad day or a whole bad week or God forbid a whole bad month or some people a whole bad year, because of that one situation. We've allowed that negativity to seep through into the other things that are good in our lives, like the soup. Everything is perfect and fine and it's clean, it's good. But because we're so negative about that one situation, all of a sudden, we're starting to be short-tempered with people we love. We're not looking at the positives anymore. And because our mood is negative, everything around us will be negative. That's how energy works. This soup analogy could be used for any situation, how one container of soup affected the rest. This could be put into, say, your life. Some people will have things to look forward to and positive things in their life, but because that one situation isn't the best for them, they'll come out and say, oh, I have a bad life, or in a relationship where God has clearly blessed you with, there could be one issue, but because you've let that one issue change your whole perception of your partner, now the devil comes in like, oh, I didn't like how they did that you don't deserve that, you could do better. Oh, now this is happening, and it causes you to be short-tempered and snappy with them for things that really aren't that big of a deal. But because you're angry about that one situation, now you're starting to see your partner as some evil person when really they are for you. Or it could be a job. One colleague has pissed you off, and that you really didn't like how they moved, and that's making you think that, oh, I need to move jobs. This job isn't for me. When really that job is for you. You've been praying for it for months or hoping for it for months. It's your dream job. But because that manager or that colleague pissed you off, all of a sudden you think this isn't for me. The devil tries to take you out of blessings that God has given you. We need to wake up and see this. He tries to take you away from family members because of one situation, friends because of one situation, job because of one situation, any type of situation. How do I know this? Because I've experienced all of the examples that I'm saying right now. One small bad thing has happened and now I think the whole thing is bad. I gotta throw it all away. But that's not what you should do. What you should do is look at the other good things and recognize that, okay, just because this one thing is bad doesn't mean the whole thing is bad. You need to tell yourself and promise yourself that just because this one situation didn't go well and it's made me negative for this doesn't mean I'm going to allow it to affect the other good things in my life. There's still many things to be positive about. Yeah, this didn't work out, but it will be better. Either I'll get a replacement or God has another plan. Just because it didn't work out doesn't mean something else won't. We need to learn how to stay positive because that's all we can do. We need to trust that this is God's process and God wants us to learn something even out of a situation not working well. Doesn't matter how dark it is, because if we start throwing away the whole thing, we're going to live in regret like, dang, why did I do that? You know, why did I throw away that thing? That thing really wasn't that bad. It's only until after we cut it off or get rid of it, change that job, that we realized it really wasn't that bad. But in the moment, it seems bad because of that one small thing. And what you need to do is get rid of that one small thing and clean up the rest, you know? Don't let the soup leak into the other clean containers of soup. Because that's how you block your blessings and ruin your life. Appreciate the good always. You have to, you know? Because with me, after I was able to realize and see that, okay, it's just one soup that has leaked into the other ones, I cleaned them up and they were good as new. I could put them on the shelf. And someone's probably enjoying them right now. Unfortunate for that one soup that tried to cock block their blessing of being sold and eaten. But hey, because God, I was patient, I could see it worked out well. That's what you need to do with your life. Just throw away that one bad soup.